Hello everyone. I don't even know what to call this, whether it's Aisha's take or whatever it is. I'm just doing this video. I just read the story of the woman who saw her husband with another woman, and apparently she went on a car chase, and she lost control, and she had an accident and she died. It's so sad. I was seeing a bit of pictures and all of that, so I decided to go and look up the story and read it, and it was really so sad. They say a middle-aged woman, she saw her husband, they were coming out of a particular supermarket, and then she saw them. She tried to block him, and he was able to maneuver his way out, and then he started driving away, and then she went on a chase, and she's gone. It's really so sad. It's such a sad story, and it could have been anything. She entered a ditch, apparently, from what was said, so she didn't hit other people to. I mean, it's so, I don't even know. And a few weeks ago now, also, or was it last week? There was also this story about a woman who her boyfriend had gone in to go and do some shopping, and then she saw a text message, whether apparently from another girl, and then when he was coming, she sort of like used her car to run into him and other people or something like that. I didn't read that story. I just saw the headlines and bits and pieces. It's really so sad, all of these things going on. And for me, I always feel like I'm always thinking, why do people put themselves in this kind of situation? That might not be the right way to say it, yeah? So I'm just thinking out loud. Please think along with me and just let me know what this is all about for you. Let's just have this conversation. I am one person. Maybe that's why I'm a bit different. So I normally don't want to say, okay, the way I do things, that's how everybody should do things. But sometimes for me, there are certain things that I do, and that's just it. When it comes to relationship, honestly, nobody should have the power over you that you lose control, no matter what it is. And you should always have a place where you have sort of like, this is the respect I want to give myself. These are the things that I know I'm not going to take. And if somebody wants to go crazy, let's kukuma crazy together, but not the one that you harm yourself or do one thing or the other way. I don't know, I might not be making sense, but just go along this with me, because it's over time, it's increasing. You just see it all the time, especially women, you know, getting so worked up. I know there are some people, cheating is both gender. There's no gender that doesn't cheat. It's not really about gender, even though it's more pronounced with the male gender. But I think it's about the person and the kind of respect they have for whoever they are going out with. That's just the way I see it. And for some, it's religious. Religion will make them, you know, not do any other thing. For some, it's out of that respect that they have for another. So it's not something that you say that, oh, one person is the one gender. For me, that's what I say. And you know, a lot of people try to, oh no, that's why you see a lot of this when they talk about paternity fraud. I mean, it's been happening since Daiki.com. There are a lot of people that think that their children are their children, but apparently their children are not their children, and all sorts of that. So I always say to people, it's about the person. Though the society, it's more lenient when it comes to the man than it is when it comes to women. And so a lot of women who get themselves involved in such things, they learn to hide it very well. Even though some right now they don't hide it, they sort of like flaunt it. So I'm just trying to see, first of all, like for example, seeing somebody, your husband either in a car with somebody else, might not automatically make you think that, oh, they are cheating, except of course they've proven themselves over time that they are cheats. So there are some people that will just say, no, that okay, maybe it's something. They could be business partners, or it could be anything. But there are some that when you just see it, you just know that. And I'm like, gosh, it's because emotions are involved. So sometimes you just don't know what to do. You know, when there's that emotion, when there's that love. But please, you should also love yourself. You should think about yourself and love yourself, and also put yourself first. Don't I know. That's why I said this is such a difficult conversation. Please let me know. Let's write down. Let me see what it is that you think it is, and let's just have this conversation. I've always been one, honestly. They tell people, I say my head, hey, as I did like this, I no send though. You do anyhow, you go see anyhow. I no send. I grew up seeing so many abusive marriages, and I said to myself, I was never ever going to be involved in any of it. I would rather walk away than to stay in one abusive marriage, or where somebody is not treating me with respect, or the person is behaving anyhow. First way one laugh, now you go laugh. Me, as far as I'm concerned, marriage for me, it's about happiness. Where there's no happiness, it's not worth it. I'm not just interested. And I'm this kind of person that I can just make up my mind like this. I know there's this thing. My son is always laughing because I share things with my kids, relationship, growing up as a teenager, what I went through and stuff like that. Because for me, it's all about talking and, you know, let them learn from my mistakes and see how life is. I know that teenagehood or this thing, it didn't start with them. Your parents were not born as adults. We all were kids and we all grew up, and just giving them those tools. So there's this one I always share to them about. I had a boyfriend when I was in the university, the ABU Zaria. I think that was around 1994. And one day I found out that he was cheating. So apparently he had another girlfriend. So it was like in the morning, he had come to my hostel, we gisted, and then he left. Was it a weekend? I think it was on a weekend. And then later in the evening, he came back again. As soon as he came back, I just said to him, oh, guy, it's over. He was not looking at me. I said, yeah, it's over. I just found out that you have a girlfriend, right? And he actually didn't deny, but he was like, okay, no, you know you. I said, no, you go ahead and be with her. You guys, I wish you all the best. And honestly, no hard feelings. So I wasn't even moved away. I can still see the shock in his face. He was like shocked. Maybe he expected that I was going to be doing drama, you know, fight me. As in, waiting the apple for waiting, man. Hey, it was a day. I've been married for 24 years. Fight can me. When I see women fighting side chick over, they go and be fighting side chick. Honestly, the thing surprises me. What's my business with any side chick? Why am I even chasing you? If you're on a date, if I get your time, we will do double date. Where you date, I will come meet you. You get side chick, I will come with my side guy. Now we go sit down there, we'll get dinner. We'll chop the food together. I will even tell you, may you pay. Work at they go. It's concern me. Now me will call the para they follow person and all that up and down. For what now? Those are things for me. So that's why sometimes I say that in my own case, it's just I'm a little bit like that kind of a crazy person. I just feel there are boundaries, there are things that I know I'm gonna get them, and if I'm not getting them, Oga, no wahala, let everybody find their way. And that was just anytime my son, he said, mommy, I can't even believe that you just told the guy. I say yes, because for me, one of the things that I felt was that I'm not going to, even though I'm a Muslim, and where a man is allowed to marry more than one wife. I actually wanted my husband to marry her. I know many people don't believe me. I don't know why. I actually wanted my husband to marry another wife because I just felt to give me more freedom. We are very close, myself and my husband. Sometimes it's just so close. Let me even give you an example for you to know how it is. When we used to be in Kaduna, my husband he used to work in Abuja. He comes visiting every weekend, or anytime my husband comes, literally that man will not enter the house if I'm not around. If I'm not in the house, my husband, he would rather be hanging out till I'm in the house before he will come. He's that kind of person. We're so close. Sometimes I feel the closeness is too much. I'm like, guy, be coming down. Anything can happen. You don't know life. I've always said to my friends, I was like, please, if I die before my husband, please, you people should not allow him stay more than 6 months. Let him go and get another wife, because loneliness will just kill that one before he does start following me, and then our children will end up losing both parents within a very short time. So there was that, and then he's always like, okay, if you want to travel, so they'll be like, oh, he was always there. So I just felt, let another wife come, so that me, I love to travel. I can travel and go and stay myself, and then you'll be here alone. And you know, many people around us used to talk about, like, my husband. They would say that when I'm not around, my husband is just like he's lost soul. Like I don't even know. One day I'll sit down with him. I think I need to do that. One day I'll tell him, let's do a video together. He looks like a lost soul. They always tell me, and I just like, I'll be one of those that he'll be mopping around the house and everything. until our daughter said the same thing. She was like, ah, Mom, you know when you are not around, Daddy will just be looking at. Then my daughter was just like, how do you invest everything of yours in one person? And so I know my husband loves me. I say love, eh? Hey, love killing me, die. And anything I want, I get it. Honestly, anything. If I want something, I just, baby, I need this thing, baby. Definitely. So what I do, and so I'm very mindful of that. I'm very respectful of that. I don't try to abuse it or try to, oh, because you see somebody loves you so much, then you not start behaving and I also reciprocate that love and show him how much he's loved. So we're always in a competition to, like, you know, do things for each other, make each other happy, and make each other just please each other and stuff like that. So I sometimes I don't get that part where your husband makes you feel you are not adequate, or he's trying to go after somebody else and whatever. I don't get that part. So it might be something that I've never experienced, and I will not know. But I always say, hey, we go, if not to deal with her, we go do crazy. I know there was a time that myself and my husband, you know, he's older than me, so he's like 12 years older than me, and then we sometimes we joke. I will be joking and telling him that he's an old man. So my husband is 60. Yeah, he'll be 61 December. So I'm 48. So he's 12 years older than me. So sometimes I call him an old man. I'm like, ah, you this old man. So there was this day, and I was saying to him, I was like, ah, you are an old man, Jare. You are here tapping from a small girl, and you know. And then my husband looked at me and said, you think I'm an old man, but don't worry. I'll carry Prado now, go out, and you see if I don't get one small girl. Like, carry me too. I will carry another Jeep. I will go out and see if I don't get one small boy, one 25-year-old boy. And then my husband looked at me and said, ah, any young boy that will go out with you now, they'll be doing it for your money. I said, before you go, the girl that is going out with you is not doing it for your money. And we laughed over it. That's the kind of relationship we have, honestly, and I'm so grateful for that. We say all sorts of things to each other. We're not like mindful of words or what we say to each other, whatever. Not that we don't hurt each other, but we are open. Yeah, that's what we're very open with each other, and we crack our jokes and stuff like that. Not the one you'll be walking on eggshell around your spouse. That would be so tiring. So back to this one, like, if the guy has side chick, me, I wouldn't. If I will even have time, I won't talk to you. Or it get to that matter, I said we will do double dates. I will carry my this. Where you are, we'll go there. We sit down there on the restaurant. I will need to say anything. You be the one to now start feeling guilty about it and all of that. So it's I don't know. So it's because it's always about emotion. For me, I was like, whatever it is that you do, honestly, I say put yourself first. It's important. Be selfish. Be selfish. It's very important, because if you're not able to love yourself, take care of yourself, you won't be able to love another person. And if you keep a lot of things that people do is that you keep allowing somebody to do all sorts of things, they get away with it, they do it, they get away. They will become disrespectful of your time. They will become disrespectful of your person. You enable them to behave badly. So they will keep doing all sorts of things because they know at the end of the day that you're going to forgive them or you're going to let it be. See, every one of us is important to, honestly. And like I always say to people, look, if you're not happy somewhere, it's not worth it. If you're not the #1 person in your spouse's life, what are you doing there? I know there's always this talk. People always feel that, oh, let people stay in marriage no matter what, for better, for worse. It depends on the words. So the words where they disrespect you, not be that one. So people just stay on in marriage. They are not even married, they're just there for the society. And I say to people, why are you there? There are people that you grow old, you just fall out of love. Not that you're fighting or anything, you just, after maybe 30 years of marriage, 40 years, some people have decided, we can't stay anymore together, let's have our own this. It's better. Respect the memories that you have. Don't stay because of what people will say, and then you stay in a marriage where you're caged, where you're not happy, just for people to say that you've been married for a long time. So, who that one help? Who that one help? You should be honest with each other, and that's one of the things that marriage, in terms of honesty. If I'm not happy, you will know I'm not happy, and if you're not making me happy, guy, bye bye. With the work, everybody will find a level. May God give you the one that will give you all the happiness, and may God give me the one that will give me all the happiness. Even if you are 60, you can still marry someone. You can get a younger person or an older person, but should not stop limiting themselves. For me, that's just, you know, some of the things that I always look at. So sometimes I can't relate, because my own ideas of this whole thing, even for me, like marriage, I wasn't even thinking about marriage or interested in marriage when I got married. Like I had a junior sister. I used to tell her, please don't wait for me, or go and have this thing, because I saw the different kind of relationship all around me when I was growing up, how women were suffering in their marriages, how they were being treated, and I wanted none of it. And I was very vocal about saying, I don't want any of this. I'm not interested. And I remember then they would say to me, where will you get the husband? Which man? Every man cheats. Every man beats his wife. Those things are lies. They are lies from the pit of hell. It's a lie. There are a lot of men who don't cheat. There are a lot of men who don't beat their wife. There are a lot of men who are loving. There are a lot of men who are caring. It's just that the bad ones are the ones that make the most noise. So there is something also about happy marriage. So when people are sharing their happy marriages, and people are just like, it's a lie, even whether they say it's a lie, let's see, wait and see. What if? There's no what if inside. If the what if happens, everybody will find the level where they go. And I always say to people, enjoy your marriage to the fullest. Enjoy whatever it is. Enjoy it to the fullest. Don't wait waiting and thinking that what if what if happens, you would have had amazing years now. And then you go on and go on. If you want to get married again, you can get married again. Who says? Even if you are 60, you can marry a 30-something-year-old boy. If you like, you won't even carry a lower 25, and no go below 18. No, that one a crime. So, because these are the things. Because I always say to people, if you're not ready to lose it, you never had it in the first place. Yeah. Think about that. And I think a lot of people say, oh, I've forgotten that I was supposed to be speaking slower. If you're not ready to lose it, you never had it in the first place. We were young mothers, your young wives, when we first had, I can't remember who was it that said it first, whether it was me or it was one of my friends. I can't remember. But in terms of our discussion and stuff like that, like if you're afraid to lose it, you never had it in the first place. So it shouldn't be that, oh, I'm afraid so that I will not lose my marriage. Then you never had any marriage. If the marriage one wakago, may wakago. Happiness first. That loving relationship. If it's, for me, marriage is all or nothing. No. That's the way, honestly, personally, that's the way it's been with me. That's the way right from day one I wanted it. And I thank God, alhamdulillah, that I got that. I know when you talk about this things, a lot of people come to say that, oh, those of you that have happy marriage. I saw one tweet one time, oh, those of you that have happy marriages, you should just be thanking God. It's God that did it for you. And it's not, yes, it's God that did it for us. It's God that does everything for everyone. But there are things that you have to put in place for that to happen. It's not that it just wakes up and then, oh, it happens, and all of a sudden there's this happy marriage. No, everybody has to put their all in, and there are certain things that you yourself should be able to say that these are my boundaries. A lot of people don't have boundaries. You just allow people treat you anyhow. No, these are my boundaries. If you step out of this, I'm out. I'm not doing. So right from the one, everybody knows that you can't cross here. You have to be respectful of this. You have to be mindful of this. You have to be mindful of that. I saw the many things that were happening around relationship before I got married. Like, no, I don't want it. I saw the way that, you know, all those wives they used to call, oh, this one is a bad wife. This one, she's a wicked wife. It's because of her that her husband are not looking after his people. Those were always the wives that they were either doing well, their husbands were doing well, they had a comfortable life. You see the ones that they call, oh, she's such a good wife, their husbands are either abusive, are those ones that have nothing, that is the woman that is suffering and taking care of the house. So I say, look, I used to say that they used to laugh. I say, I don't want to be a good wife. I would rather, let me be that one that they call bad wife. I know that I'm enjoying my life, rather than the one that they call good wife, and then I'll be suffering. The one that even they cannot stand with their, either a brother or son or whatever, then they'll be telling you that you are a good wife. that you are a good wife. Hey, she's such a good one. I lie. When Nigerian person they tell you say you are a good wife, hey, wahala day. I don't want that wahala. So I was that kind of a person, and I was very strict in like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. These are the things that I wanted. These are the things. And I see people talk about, you know, when they say talk before relationship, and a lot of people coming to say that, oh, even if you talk, people change. Yeah, people will change, but don't allow them to change in a way that they disrespect you. Right? So we have the issue of you before you get married, talk about everything. For me, there was nothing. Some people are shocked. There was nothing. In short, I even asked my mom, I said, guy, because he was 36 when he got married to him. I said, guy, I don't want to be married to you one day and come and see one woman who bring children and tell me that these are children. It's as crazy as that. I asked him, I hope you don't have any kids anyway. I don't want to be married. Then I'll come. If I want, let me hear now so that I'll know whether, you know, those kind of questions are crazy, but those were the questions that as we talked about the number of children we are going to have and stuff like that. He wanted two, I wanted two. And if he had wanted more than two, I wouldn't have married him. That's the kind of person I am. If my husband had said he wanted more than two children, I wouldn't have married him. And so he was like, oh, he too also wanted two, and that was how we got. And then when we got married later, he was like, oh, he wanted more. Like, I'm looking aside, I think, guy, we had an agreement, nothing like that. So it's all about, you know, that talk about all of this. It's your values. Values are very important. What kind of a person is this person? I thought, so for me, the kind of husband I have, it's not the kind of person, he doesn't give me stress anyway. That one is so loving, honestly. And this one is not me now, fans. I'm literally glad that I'm his wife, because I don't take that love for granted. I'm always like, I appreciate my husband. My husband is my teacher, my mentor, my everything, my love. I love him so much, 100%. And over the years, the love just keeps growing and growing and growing. And he nurtures it. So it's not as if, oh, love is one-sided. It's only women that give love. No. Like, literally, my husband will come and like, it will be like, what's this thing that he always say? Baby, do you know I love you? I like, yeah, I know you love me. Maybe sometimes when I'm actually feeling naughty, I'm like, no, I don't know you love me. Like, you don't know I love you. You say something, you're so serious. I'm like looking at me, I'm like, this is still be 18 years, yeah, 60 years. No. The numbers are flipped. It's now 61, not 60. But it's always so cute, right? And then sometimes I just come, oh, sweetheart, I love you. I just wanted to hear your voice or stuff like that. Or, oh, what do you want me to get for you? I mean, that romance, say, I love you. Have I told you I love you? Have I told you I love? Like, yes, we've told you 1 million times already today. Can I just, you know, that kind of a thing. But it's fun. It's fun. So it's something that both people give, and it's not just one person that it's being loving and all of that. There are certain things also that I'm very I know of, and that I know my husband, that's not his style, that's not his person. So I'm not going to be like, oh, I want him to come and do them for me. I'll give you an example. I'm a very romantic person. Like, I want petals, you know, like you just have someone surprise you one day with roses down the stairs and you're coming in, and then you now go up, there will be wine chilling. As a Muslim, I don't drink alcohol, so non-alcoholic wine. There will be chocolates, cakes, and the whole bed is made of, oh my god, that time now my husband I wait for me to do that one. He won't. He doesn't have any. The day I was like, even like breakfast in bed, he say, mother, like, breakfast in bed, is the person sick? Oh my goodness, why am I laughing like this on camera? This is how I normally laugh when, so I shouldn't do this on camera. Let me behave. I normally laugh with reckless abandon. It's so unbelievable. My husband say, well, that person they sick, we're gonna. So, you know, and then sometimes I'm like, I'm going to buy you M&B so that you read them a lot, so that we'll be on the same page. You're like, you're not serious. So I understand that. You understand? I know that my husband is not that kind of a person. So I that's not for me. I don't even expect that from him. If I want any of those things, I do them for myself and stuff like that. But so I know his own way of romance, his own way of doing things. I mean, telling me he loves me so many times, calls me, oh, what do you want? You know, I love you. What can I do to make things easier for you? There's so many things he does, and you know, And so you understanding your spouse matters a lot, understanding who they are, and then taking care of them the way they are, and accepting them for who they are. Because one of the things that people try to do a lot is that they sort of like want to change someone. I think the tone of this something has sort of like changed, one with this thing, and then now different it's not really advice, because like I say, what works for one person might not work for another person. So it depends on who different people are. I'm somebody what I'm very upfront, I'm very honest, and I'm just in terms of my feelings, I don't hide them. If I'm happy, you see it. If I'm sad, you see it. And if I know, I remember like early on in our marriage, like so one of the things we used to do in our marriage, and we don't do it as often now, is that we used to do, was it every 6 months? We used to do, what's the word now? We used to analyze, we sit down and analyze our marriage and say, okay, this is it. This is what you're doing wrong. This is what you're doing wrong. This is what you're doing right. This is what you're doing right. This is what you're going to do to change. This is how you make me feel. This is what I want you to change. And then we do that. Then everybody, we almost like signing an agreement. We're like, okay, these are the things you're supposed to do. And we hold each other accountable. So if somebody says like, is that not the thing that you say you're going to change? So it helped us a lot in our early days of marriage. So we're always sitting down, we scrutinize our marriage, we check everything and ensure that things are working the way they are and stuff like that, and then we move on. I'm supposed to be doing more of this. I'll do more of this marriage videos. Please let me know in the comments on the what did I just say? Let me know in the comment section. I speak too fast. Sometimes my brain is bringing out the information too much, and then that's why I can't write a lot. So I speak more and then they transcribe, because if I'm writing, my brain has so many things it's bringing, and then they start getting muddled up. So let me know in the comment section below whether you think marriage, this thing is something that I should be talking about. They're just, I don't know, it's not as if I'm an expert or something, but for me it's that I've read a lot and I've watched other people's marriage, and that's one thing I do also. I see like either my friends or people around, the problems they have. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna have that. I'm gonna work on it. I learn from it. I do that a lot, and that sort of like also help us. And we speak about everything. There's nothing. We speak about myself and my husband. We're very close. We are too close. In short, our closeness sort of like, and people say it a lot. For people who are close to us, they say that we almost like have a shield, an invisible shield. So it's like everybody, you are an outsider except for the two of us. So people feel that they always, I don't know it, but a lot of people say we give them that vibes. So with even our children, they feel there's this when it comes to mommy and daddy, forget about it. Now, you know, all of that time that people will be saying, oh, they are close. Even when my kids were young, oh, the kids come first. I'm like, when did I know them? Now that man come first too. For me, actually, when I met my husband, I fell in love with my husband. It was love at first sight. I mean, I just looked at him like this, I was gone. But my husband, he didn't even see me. I don't, he just knew somebody, because I was the usher. It was at my uncle's bachelor's eve, and I was the usher. And when they called his name and he stood up, this tall, gorgeous man that I'm married to now, 24 years of marriage. This is why I am with my husband. He's always saying, like, he will film me one day and put me on social media. Now I'll be there doing tough woman. When I'm outside, when I come home, I'll be doing. But that's the thing about me, and I'm such a contradiction, right? So I'm somebody of so many parts. I can be both extremes at the same time, and I'm comfortable with it. Like, I'm somebody who is very loud, I'm noisy, so then I can be very quiet, I can be extroverted, and I can be introverted. I can stay in the same room for 6 months, and I'm good. I can be out, you know. So I'm always that kind of person. I can actually be tough, and so that I can be so loving. And so people are always like, how do you marry them? I'm like, that's who I am. I just live my life to the fullest, and that's it. And we're just so my husband didn't even see me. He don't see my face. I was the one that saw him. I was actually the one that started initiating the relationship. I was the one that was shooting my shots and trying to toast him and trying to get him to notice me and do all of that. And so, but I found out later that he was in a relationship, and he's that kind of a person. He's a one-woman person. He doesn't even have that one. Even get. Let me. In short, there are many gists. I don't want this video to be too long. Let me even gist you guys. I documented it in my Twitter. This thing I had I think that was like 3 or 4 years ago. So it was on Valentine's Day. So I decided to surprise my husband Valentine. So I sent him a Valentine gift, anonymous. He didn't know. So they dropped it. I with the vendor, everything, they packaged it, everything, they send it down to my husband. So I called my husband. We spoke. We just said in the morning. He called me. He called me. He didn't say anything. So I called him again. We talked. So for us, because we speak a lot of times in the day, so it wasn't anything unusual that I was calling. Oh my goodness! Somebody is calling now. Hold on. I don't know. Sorry. I'm not gonna edit anything. You see it. Someone is calling. I thought I actually had this on mute. Unfortunately, I didn't. Oh my goodness. What is this now? Oh, you're hearing that sound. Apologies, please. Sound is coming in. I don't know why. I think what I'll just do, I thought I had this thing off, but it's not off. Yeah, it's one of those things that happen. Sorry. Let me just put it on airplane mode. I'll answer to that later. So I sent in this gift. Sorry about that. So what do you think? Just put it in the comments, which is the gist. So I had this so they sent the gift to my husband. So I kept calling. We were talking. So I think the gift was supposed to be sent around 10 when I knew he would be in the office. So I called, you're in the office. Nothing. So I called the vendor. I was like, what's happening now? Have you guys given him the gift? They said, like, oh, they've dropped it. She called the people. They said they've dropped it. They gave it to him. They've dropped it. I'm like, okay, I kept calling my husband. So I now call and say, are you sure? Because he's not saying anything. My husband hasn't said anything. So I now call my husband, like, then the next issue was like, oh, they don't. I now call my husband, like, baby, did they not give you any gift? He said, hey, can you imagine? I was just sitting down. Some people call me that I have a gift. That I said I didn't order for any gift, and they brought the gift for me. I was just listening to my husband. That they brought the gift for me. I saw it. They put my name, they put my number. Blah blah blah. I said, did you open the gift? He said, no, I didn't open any gift because I didn't order any gift. I threw it in the dustbin. Oh man, like, oh Lord have mercy. This man where I married, this said, do I watch him where I go marry? My husband actually threw the gift away. I said, go and open the gift. He said, why? It's not. I said, go. I said, baby, why they do like this? Why they behave like Awochima? They behave like Bushman. You know, no sense. So he said, every surprise. That's why he now opened it, because there was a note. If he had actually opened the note, he would have known that it was from me, because I was like, I can't remember how many years of marriage was it. Was it either 19 years of marriage or 20 years of marriage? Then I can't remember 20. Well, I can't even remember the years, but I had written it there. You know, they also wait. He opened it and he started laughing. I just laughed there. I now called the vendor, like, that was when she too now traced the people that that brought the gift. She was like, she was not telling him that it took so much that he initially refused to collect it. He refused, that he didn't order any gift, blah 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 blah. But anyway, that's the kind of husband. That's my husband. For my kids were laughing. They said even daddy cannot even do, when they talk about side chick, say daddy, daddy, he cannot even do any of those things. That was how he threw that gift away. So my husband is that kind of a person. He just, so when I met him, he was in a relationship, and then after that the relationship went sour. And they had been in a relationship for 8 years, and it wasn't a very good happy ending, especially for my husband. The way and manner, it's not my story to tell, it's his own story to tell. But when we started going out, it was affecting me in a way, because there was trust issues now. And for me, I'm this kind of person. Nah, I know that when I say something, they say I know, I'm not saying something, you'll not be doubting me. Are you okay? I remember I had to call him one day before we even, that was like, maybe like a few months after, I think it was the first month of our relationship when we really started going out. And then so I called him one day. I was like, you see, I'm not that person you used to, that you dated before me. And I find it very disrespectful that when I say something, you're doubting it. Yeah, it might be an experience you had, but I'm not that person. So you need to stop it. If I tell you something, don't doubt me. I'm not gonna, why would I lie to you? Why would I not say? And we had that talk, and I say it up to today, if after that talk he hadn't changed, I would have walked out of that relationship. That's the way I am. And so for me, these are the things. So when I talk about boundaries, I say to people, set your boundaries. These are the things that I'm not going to take. And from that day, my husband never ever doubted my word. So, and that was in 1997, maybe around either August or September. Yeah, that's like 25 years ago now, right? Or 26. Yeah, 20. So that was 1997, and so that was it. So that's the kind of person I am. We talk and all those kind of things, and so it's very important, in marriage and all of that. I've rambled a lot, so it's not really specifically a topic, but let me know if this is something that we need to do, because there's so much to share. Marriage is such a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing when you when you are married to the right person for you, and right person. Right, somebody that is not right for you might be right for somebody else. That's one thing that's why, and I also say to people, a good person is not necessarily a good husband or a good wife. They are two different things. And the person that is not right for one person can be right for another person. So we need to understand these things all the time. And I always say to people, there's somebody that will see they're not matching, they will meet another person. Because there are certain things that you do, you go, by force, your hair go well, oh. There are certain things where me I no fit tolerate. I go tell you, wait, as they do sharp with the solve am there, and then we have our own life. Everybody goes. I know. So some people they say Edo women. They know they like Edo wife, Edo women. we know they had our own. As they are, we they cook and there. We go finish the thing. We will continue. But anyway, that's what it is. I'll end it here. Let's see how it goes, right? Let's see what we do with this. But I think there's a need for more people to talk about marriages, and for especially those who have good relationship. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Some people try to bully you into silence or invalidate what you're going through. It's just this, it's just what if the marriage scatter? If it's scatter, it's scatter. We'll go find, if you want marry again, go start another one. There's nothing big deal about it. The most important is that be happy in it. And even in terms of religion, even if you're not happy with your spouse, you end up not being able to do the things that your religion requires, especially Islam. There's so many rights that husbands have over wives, and there's so many rights that wives have over husbands. And you find that when people are not happy together, they are fighting, they are quarreling, they end up not doing everything. And instead of the marriage to be, because when you get married in Islam, you fulfill half of your religion, instead of that fulfillment to come, you find out that people are actually working their way towards hellfire with the kind of things, abuses that they are doing to each other. So it's very important for people to be able to find that place where they're happy, they're loving, and it's such a beautiful thing. But if you don't have the right partner, it can be the most disastrous thing that you can find yourself. I used to say that, look, marriage, if you're married to the wrong person for you, it can turn your life 360. As in, you're facing this direction, you are progressing. Before you know what's happening, now the opposite, now you go to force. It will turn you like this, it turn you 180 degrees. You will face you will not be far away. It can truncate one's destiny. It can do a lot of things. And so that's why it's not something that you should just go into in a hurry or because people want it. And I always say there are people who don't want to get married, and it's perfectly fine for you to be able to say, look, I don't want to get married. It's okay. Don't allow society to force you into. So thank you so much for listening, and then let's see. Like I said earlier, put those comments down. Let's see if it's something that we'll be taking on, talking about marriage. Not that I'm not an expert in marriage, but just to share the little tips of my own, what has worked for me, what I've seen from work for others, what I've seen haven't worked for others, and then we also share your own, and then let's make the world a better place, because that is the most primary of all the institutions that we have there, and the kind of people we are bringing out of there end up affecting the whole society. So thank you so much. Bye.